I can still remember this so clearly. Do you have those memories from childhood where maybe there's a smell or a feeling? So some of the smells, the sensory things that come up for me is whenever I smell Elnet, that usually meant that there was a pushy mum scraping a child's hair back within an inch of its life, and I can smell that smell. Also, those smoke machines that you get on stages. I remember being, oh my God, I was in a ballet show, in a ballet number, and they let these smoke machines off, and it was literally like one of the most dangerous. They wouldn't be allowed to do it now, but it was quite dangerous because it was so smoky you couldn't actually see where you were going, and the audience couldn't really see where we were going either because it was so smoky. But it really takes me back to those moments. And as a kid, I did loads of theatre shows and dance shows, and then I went on to drama school. And there was always this specific moment where you knew that you had to move from rehearsal you into showtime you. And I remember like the first time we used to do all these shows, and I had a couple of solos that I did. And I remember like singing with a band. I mean, it was a piano and a drummer. I think that was it. So yeah, a band in that. And that's how I thought it. I remember like singing along with that and going, oh my goodness, right, what does this mean? How am I going to do this? Or what do I need to take into account? Why am I sharing this? I think that it can be tempting to stay in rehearsal mode for too long, to keep trying things, experimenting things, shifting things around. And then there comes a time where you have to decide to lock things in your business, because you're not going to get that moment of the showtime where you have an audience, where you have people viewing your work, and that sort of next level of experience if you stay in rehearsal mode. And yet, I know how tempting it is to stay in rehearsal mode because it's safe, it's contained, you're not putting yourself out for judgment, you're not going to be on a stage with two smoke machines wandering around, hoping not to like hurt yourself. I jest and digress, but there comes a point where you need an audience. You need to put things out there. You need to press play. You need to press publish so you gauge what's going on. And as an actor, I've known this over the years where you can feel an audience. You can feel if an audience is with you. You can feel if they're not enjoying it. You can feel if they're there to absolutely go 100%. Like I remember doing a play years ago at Hackney Empire, and we had this sellout run. And in the end, we did a midnight show. Doing a midnight show in Hackney was quite something. You could feel that audience like a roar. And every time there was a laugh, it almost like went up all the way up to the gods in that way. And the atmosphere was just electric. And yet, if we hadn't have put on that first show and found our feet and found the flow and found the rhythm of the piece, we would have just stayed in rehearsal mode, and we would have never have got to that place where we knew things were working, we knew things were locked in. So I want to ask you today, where are you? And it may not just be a clean-cut answer of like, oh, I'm completely in showtime mode or I'm completely in rehearsal mode. But there may be other elements of your business where you might be like, oh, okay, the prices and the packaging, they are in showtime mode. I feel really confident about those. I understand that. But in terms of my selling, I'm in rehearsal mode. I'm not out there. I'm not doing the things. I'm hiding. I'm drawing back, and I'm not getting my messaging out. So I would love to help you with this. It's something I've been doing with clients for 10 years in my strategy sessions. If you just need that slight nudge, that supportive nudge to go, right, It's now showtime. Let's go. How can you do this in a really solid, brilliant first draft where you get yourself over the line and then you get things moving and shaking? And going back to that piece at the Hackney Empire, you can't just go from rehearsal mode to having a sellout show at midnight, an extra show that you have to do. There is a journey in between. And so if you are worried about pressing play because you're like, I don't know what the reaction will be, what if it's not perfect straight away, don't worry, it's part of the process, but you're not going to move through the process unless you get cracking and you say, right, I'm going to take this over the line now and put it out there and do the thing. For more information, come to my Work With Me page and select a strategy session or send me a message via my website, and I'll see you next time for more Showtime. Bye.